Yes, brothers and sisters, we are finally back again for the second reaction video of this year. Brbptv, Be Real, Be Positive Television. The first one will be where on the mistakes reaction, guys. The link of that will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So with that said, guys, let us get into the vibrations for today. Of course, 10 Haitians, brothers and sisters, not 20, but 10 Haitians were apparently in a predicament in the sea. Apparently, they left Dominica to go to St. Martin, and upon going to St. Martin, they both drifted aside. Now, I'm trying to figure out how did the boat drift aside, unless the boat must have lost power, motor power or something. Maybe Domlek take electricity on the boat, or they pretty much didn't have any rowing power. So Domlek took the electricity on the boat. And of course, as a result, I'm just saying, I don't really know what happened, but the boat was adrift. And of course, the St. Kitts and Nevis Coast Guard had to step in to save these individuals. Thank God nothing, of injury had happened to them, or the boat sank or anything like that. Thank God for that. But the question I must ask, brothers and sisters, it seems like this is still continuing. Because I remember back in the day when the Haitians were coming into Dominica, and many saw that things were difficult, even though they were promised, Little Miami in Dominica. From my understanding from some of them, they were promised Little Miami in Dominica. And unfortunately, they did not get Little Miami. They got something worse, so they had to try to leave Dominica by all means, whether it's illegal or legal, whatever the means is. They try their best to leave Dominica, and this thing is still continuing today. So my question here is, what exactly would push the other Haitians, the remaining Haitians in Dominica, some of them, to leave? Maybe it's the Domlek fiasco, electrical fiasco that happened, the same thing on a boat. Or they didn't get enough fuel. Let me leave that alone, brothers and sisters. But it seems like they are fed up with what is going on in Dominica, and they have decided, hey, I'm going to risk it yet again to go somewhere where we can find better opportunities and so forth. We know Dominica has a lot of potential, but when it comes down to the opportunities, you need to actually utilize the potential to create the opportunities. But unfortunately, that is not happening, especially in this day and age where electricity is a problem. Oh Lord, I still cannot fathom this. You guys need to check out the previous reaction I did today. That'll be in the first comment, like I said it before, in the comment box below. Anyways, guys, of course, the 10 Haitians were rescued. Thank God for that. And of course, I'm not sure if they're going to be sending them back to Dominica, or they will be on their journey to St. Martin or what have you, brothers and sisters. But of course, that is the predicament right there. Leaving Dominica yet again. I thought that was over. It seems like it's still happening, But of course, thank God they were rescued right there. Talking about rescuing, brothers and sisters, nobody got hurt as a result of this. Nobody got hurt as a result of this. But there was a bit of a blaze taking place in Portsmouth, I think yesterday or the day before. And of course, these are pictures of it. No, these are pictures of a boat, probably killing mosquito, They're taking the mosquitoes level seriously. A number of persons have been saying, Domlek, Elas, Domlek. Well, look, brothers, it had light now. I see, maybe it had light at that time. But they were trying to quave mosquitoes at that time, brothers and sisters, concerning there's a boat blazing. What else could it be? I'm just saying, brothers. I'm just saying. But on this situation right there, guys, the boat was ablaze, and of course, nobody got hurt as a result of this. But this is very sad. But somebody pointed out something to me. I'm going to be pointing out to you guys in a moment. Of course, this is another angle. There were many angles individuals were taking, because, hey, this is entertainment. If light had go, this was bare entertainment, That is the kind of entertainment right now. But this is the one right there that I must make mention of, brothers and sisters. An individual message me and say, boy, Mr. Lakes, boy, our hose is still giving us shame. And you wonder, well, how could that be now? Guys, look at where the water is going. The water is going there. True. The water is also going there. It's going the opposite direction. It's as if they're preparing the preventative measures just in case a boat on the other end were to set ablaze. They were preparing by wetting the other side. Brothers and sisters, we still have hose problem. We still have hose problem. Where all in body going? At least put some duct. Maybe the duct tape wear out. So it's not like every time we have blazings happening, brothers and sisters. Maybe the duct tape that they put on the thing, it wear out. I want to see which fireman come in and tell me thing no. Because look at there. It is still there happening. I know which boat the Haitians did not use, though. They didn't use this one. Lord have mercy. Look at this. Well, if you didn't bathe that night, at least you get something to do. All right then. If the little pavilion there, if the little jetty there, brothers and sisters, did not wash for a minute, at least it gets some washing right there. This was the actual blazing right there, brothers and sisters. Coast Guard. But at least our Coast Guard was around to ensure that, things are, a-okay. At least if the light go, at least they could bring some light, because it's a customary that light goes in Dominica. This is the aftermath, brothers and sisters. No boat has sunk in the making of this situation. But anyways, brothers and sisters, talking about sinking, there was a bit of a circumstance that happened right there. Of course, a small Piper single engine plane that was en route from Antigua to St. Martin yet again it seems, experienced some engine failure and attempted to land at the Vance Amory International Airport on Nevis. However, the plane dropped short and went into the sea during the approach of Hubert's Beach right there. The pilot, who is from St. Martin, and the student, so I'm guessing they were probably teaching the student how to fly a plane, student pilot from Anguilla, were the only ones on board. I think that's a good teaching lesson right there. Circumstances happen, and being able to land the plane and survive right there, brothers and sisters. So I'm guessing that was probably what the pilot, I don't know, I'm just saying. But that most likely was a good lesson right there that could teach a student, hey, if things happen, there's a possibility and probability that we can actually land the plane where it's supposed to land. However, I'm thinking to myself, based on this thing, they said the plane dropped short in the sea. Previously, I was thinking maybe the plane ran out of, fuel. Maybe Dominica take the plane's electricity or something, But that is not the case. They said the plane dropped short and went into the sea. Was the pilot the one driving or the student the one driving the plane? And of course, the student must have. But the pilot will also have the sticks as well. So it's not just one. It's two of them. This is why you have two pilots. You have the pilot and the co-pilot. They can both fly the plane. If the pilot is saying, I want to sleep, you're tired, the co-pilot can take over without switching seats, So how exactly did that happen right there? If you guys know, let me know that in the comment box below. Fortunately, both of them swam ashore with minor injuries right there. Their identities are yet to be confirmed. Efforts are currently underway to retrieve the plane from the seawater right there. And of course, this is the plane right there, brothers and sisters. This is definitely the plane. So I zoom in for you guys. The plane can swim. Sometimes you swim, you have to swim, in this day and age, especially for Dominica. You just have to swim. Survive. Keep swimming until you reach shore. Help is on the way. Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways, brothers and sisters, talking about help, is on the way. Trevor is back on the scene again. Tossy is back on the scene again. And of course, he's giving us an update on his passport situation. Let me switch over to this thing and then we'll get into it. Okay, guys, without further ado, we are back. Let's get into the vibrations right now.
Hey, Dominica.
Hey.
Malauka. Everybody's good?
I don't know.
My wife told me the other day.
Talk to us.
There are some people who have bad energy. And sometimes the bad energy of these people,
the wicked, like Dominica,
a lot of things in your life,
Yes.
Say, Trevor, honey, why did you tell Dominicans that you are applying for a UK visa? He said, well, I have to tell people the process. I like to inform people and let people know things.
That's true.
He said, Trevor, there are a lot of people who just don't want to see the well in life,
Yeah, there are a lot of them.
And they're transmitting bad energy.
Not just that, some of them will come and talk to you nice. Oh, thank God. Some of them will come and talk to you nicely and, hey, what's up? Oh my God, I watch your videos and all of that stuff. But there are bad intentions behind them and they don't know that you know that they have bad intentions. which is always an interesting part of the whole situation. So you yourself have to act, you know. But of course, it's always interesting. Right there. Let's continue.
Well, maybe. And then there are those who provide unsolicited legal advice. They call themselves legal luminaries on Facebook. Some of them told me, you applying too fast, reapplying too quickly for UK visa. And of course, some of them said that I didn't submit my
documents,
my financial statements to the UK embassy. Although I told them 1,000 times that I did it, but they still come back with the same story. Dominicans, watch. I obtained my visa.
Oh,
because I wasn't going to allow.
Congrats. At least somebody I know get it. So maybe the other folks out there who know me and, you know, told me about this situation, you guys can probably do the same thing too. But maybe he's gonna tell you exactly what to do. So
a refusal to cause me not to get a UK visa. The people said they denied me a visa on the basis really that I won't leave the UK in the event that I obtain a visa, travel there on completion of a 5-day stay that I was planning in August. I would remain in the UK and not leave the UK. I resend them all my financial statements. In fact, I send them everything that I sent them the first time. And then I went to them and submitted a letter, cover letter.
You went to them? How did you go to them? Maybe you had a meeting with somebody or something, but you say you went to them and present the cover letter, or did you present the cover letter with your documents? You know, hopefully he'll answer in that regard right there.
Describing or explaining everything that I sent. So I don't know if the person couldn't read bank statement, or they just wanted to deny me to make a statement to the government and people of Dominica.
Or they probably denied you so that they can make double the money on you, you know? Like you have to pay probably $100, $200 for the visa. They denied you, then reapply. You still have to pay another $200. So in total, you pay $400. So maybe that's what they're doing. Individuals are there. They denying them the first, giving them some bogus excuse. And then, you know, when they reapply again, then they're giving them the visa. Because it's very clear that he was leaving England. He left England. How much times traveled back and forth? He said, I think for 14 months, he has traveled 7 times for 7 months, he traveled 14 times to the UK. You know, when he's going, he passed there. When he's coming back, he passed there. Some gets, you know, that's, you know, 2 times everything. So why did they not deny him on the basis of him, they stating that he's going to be staying? And even on visa free, he didn't stay there, you know? So I don't understand that. They probably just wanted to make a little extra money.
Because of the that Skerrit has been doing.
Mind the language, please.
Administration has been doing. Right?
But it's true.
I reapplied 5 days later. I said, no, actually not 5. 3 days later.
Well, you really want that visa?
3 or 4 days or so. I reapplied because I wasn't having it. I was trained in the United Kingdom and I was taught to stand up for what you believe in. Right?
Me too.
And if I believe that these people made an error, I decided that I'm going to get my UK visa.
Yeah, to make sure that you were on par. Everything they stated you could prove was a lie. Because even if they stated that, hey, they thought you were going to overstay or whatever, you have proven to them that you've been there back and forth and never overstayed. So that is a thing against them, which means, what about the people who have never been to UK and applying for the UK? How can they say, okay, we're not going to be overstaying? But you have a better chance in that regard because you can actually prove that you've been to the UK, you never stayed there, even on the visa-free access. So that is an interesting one, especially for those who have never been to the UK yet.
So Dominicans, This is the UK visa. I've obtained the visa.
You're looking
No
naked there.
questions asked, cover letter sent, resubmission of my statement, the same statement, both of myself and my company, because my company pays me. So I send that to them, and then I also submitted evidence. This was an additional thing of my ties to Trinidad. What I want to go England for? What I want to go England for?
Yeah, England is a boring place. Sorry. But England is boring. My God. You go out, you have restaurant, you go to the pub, you know. It's, well, I mean, it sucks. Anyways.
And no. What I love to go England. I love to visit England. What I want to remain in England for?
Yeah, remain
I don't
there.
remain there. So I let them know straight off.
Yeah. I like the Caribbean too much, man. The Caribbean have a cool vibe to it, man. But to remain in this big country, it doesn't make sense. Why? Why you want to do that? You know, if there's a possibility you are able to make money from overseas and go to the Caribbean islands, I know a number of persons who are doing that in Dominica. They make money from overseas, make the US dollars, and they stay in Dominica. That is logic. You do that. That is the best thing for you to do. Because you're making the US dollars. Remember when Scary Dem or whoever was in charge stating that they do not want Clay Harbour to pay the employees with US dollars because they are fearful that their government employees will leave their government job to go and answer phone with Clay Harbour. Obviously, the salaries would be much bigger than what government officials get in. That's to make you think. That is, all you don't understand currency. All you understand currency, Nagasa. Humans, boy. Let me continue.
You gave me a scholarship. Before graduation, as soon as I sat my exams, I left England. I done with England. I don't want to stay there.
It's boring, man.
I didn't even attend graduation.
And the people are like want to go England because the bigger countries. Just like people, I know a number of persons in some Caribbean island told me that they want to move to another country, a bigger country. I say you want to move that country, your government give you free money, all kind of thing your government give you, plus your salary is paying you well. You want to leave that country to go a bigger country just for you to pay heavy taxes. I don't understand it. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. Just because it's bigger country, brothers and sisters need to wake up. Just because it's a bigger country doesn't mean it's better, no? Especially when it comes down to raising little ones in the corruptness of the modern times that we're living in. Anyways, let me continue.
They shipped my certificate to me. They shipped it to me.
So you didn't even stay?
I wasn't interested. I had a girlfriend. She told me, let's get married. I say, Possie, if you want to get married, move to Trinidad with me.
Yep.
Come and meet me.
Actually, no, never mind.
She came for 2 weeks. She don't like that. I said, well, go back. I good to go. I want to be there. I love visiting London. I love London.
You go for the fun times. Just like when people from overseas go in Dominica, they go for the fun times. You think they're going for the opportunities? No. Which opportunity is that? They go down for the fun times, and every time they go down for the fun times, I'm sure, like I said before, when World Crane Music Festival is happening, electricity not going to go, you know. They're making sure electricity goes so they can prepare enough, so they can have enough in the reserves for them to keep it for festivals, so that when people come in, the foreigners coming in, they will have enough electricity to vive and free up. Yes.
The majority of my relatives are in England. So when I go to England, I feel at home. As I said, I was conceived in England. Right? Just before I was born, my mother moved back to the Dominica. All of my cousins, my mother's siblings are in England. You understand?
I got aunties in England. Anyways.
So,
it's not show and tell.
The people who believe that they are legal luminaries and want to provide unsolicited legal advice, I don't want that. There's haters who have negative vibes in them. Look, apply for one. Saman Fur, apply for one. Let me see you get it.
Saman Fur. You had Samantha on your hat, not true. You had Samantha on your hat. You had Samantha on your hat, boy. Samantha tell you not going to get the visa. And it so happened, so said, so done. But look, you have it now. You had Samantha on your hat.
Samantha Robinson, apply for one.
Yes.
Go and drink rum until you get drunk tonight. Tossy has his visa. Look at, only can't control what I do, you know. I always tell people that, you know, don't give me advice. I know what I'm doing. I know these people were wrong in denying me a visa.
Sometimes it's just wicked, they wicked. You know, they wanted to deny you visas, they deny other people visas on the sentiment that they believe that you can stay over. This is why I'm maybe fearful for the individuals who have never been to the UK. And if you're applying for a visa and they can see this, they can say, okay, you're applying because things hard in Dominica. Yes. Where I am today, I had to come out here twice, you know. I had to come up here twice. But you know, make a few calls and what have you, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But brothers and sisters, for individuals who you know, it can be a little difficult for them to enter, especially because Trevor can prove, hey, I've been to England 14 times and I've never stayed. He can say this. That's an advantage for him. What about you now? What about you though? You know? So
I applied for one. I reapplied. I just wasted money.
Yeah.
Reapplied, submitted the same documents, and the added things that they don't need is to show them that I have ties to Trinidad. There's no reason for me to want to leave Trinidad.
Yeah.
La vie do to go to England to live. Where I want to live there for? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, people? Back on the vibe. Movements. London, I go drink a few pints of lager for my friend Sammy. And this one, Celia Gordon, I'll drink one for you. I never ask you for legal advice. I know what I'm doing, my dear. And the others.
That's why, guys, you have to be careful what the kind of advice people give you, you know. I mean, sometimes people just give their views, not necessarily knowing exactly what to do. Like, for example, me coming up when I was doing YouTube, a number of persons were giving me views on what they think I should be doing. You know, I know what YouTube wants me to do. I know I could have been doing much better than I am, but I'm more focused on the diaspora and the information out there. If other YouTubers coming up are able to do more like this kind of vibrations, then I will slowly move out. Because like I told you guys, to check my previous Mr. Leaks vlogs and check my highest views videos, you realize they have nothing to do with the Association of Dominica, and I could have continued that way, but I did not do it that way. I chose to focus more on the niches, the smaller niches and what have you, which is not too bad. I mean, I am where I am right now because of them, you know, but at the end of the day, brothers and sisters, you know, you can always find better opportunities to elevate. And I think there's a purpose in this, in what I do, why I tend to do these reactions right there. And I think it's necessary. It's a necessity, brothers and sisters, a necessity right there when it comes down to what I do right there. So
people cussing me, tell me listen to Celia. I said, boss, you can't tell me what to do.
But it's also good to listen to people, you know. It's good to listen to people, see where they go in and whatnot, weigh them, weigh what they're saying, if it have much weight or if it's heavy weight, featherweight, you know, lightweight, no weight, weight, brothers and sisters, to see if they what they're saying has merit. And of course, it's still up to you at the end of the day to make the decision for yourself. They don't have you under remote control. Captain not never there. You is the captain, so you always there. You see it.
I know what I'm doing. I believe that they refused me wrongfully, and I reapplied immediately. Look at multiple entry visa to the United Kingdom, the city of London that I love. I'm gonna be down there. Take care.
Yes, guys. So yeah, so I just had to bring this information for you guys right there. You know, they have, you know, if you've lost the ability to apply for a visa, not ability, but if you denied, rejected, I know this goes to show sometimes you just have to keep trying and trying and trying. Maybe if that don't work out, you try there. If that don't work out, you try there and there. Just on a general basis, you know, rejection isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes rejection could have prevented you from something that would have happened to you in that regard. So when rejection comes, don't always think of it as a negative. I mean, it sounds like a negative, but it could be a positive. I remember, for example, I had this flight to go and do a gig in Texas at one time. And I was rushing, guys. I was like, man, I need to get on the flight. I'm wanting to boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. I went down. Man, they did not let me go on the plane. And I was pissed, bro. I was pissed, my guy. So, called my people them, they came for me, went back home. Went back home. I'll give a little more information in the airport. Went back home, brothers and sisters, and my camera is on the table. So I would have went there, did a gig, probably have to buy my camera is like above $2,000 US. So if I had to go there, my gig wasn't all that. My gig, so one gig I do it would not be all that. So I'd most likely have to buy an expensive camera again, get less money, and just to do the gig. Now it's interesting now. When I was in the airport, I explained and whatnot, bam, bam, boom, bam. They told me they rebooked me for the next day for free. You see? They rebooked me for the next day. I went back, I got my camera and everything. That's why I tell you, rejection is not always a bad thing, even though sometimes it's your fault, but it's a good thing it happened that way. Went back for my camera, got a free flight to Texas, did the gig, got paid, everything was fine and dandy. You check? The gig was 2 days. I arrived the same day of the gig. And I thought the gig was on the weekend. So when they called me, say, where am I? So I arrived in time. When I go in for a little dinner or something with a friend of mine, they calling me, where am I? Kind of mixed up the time right there. And I arrived on time, got the cameras and everything set up. The people had fun. They enjoyed the stuff that I did. Sometimes they were even watching the video and saying they wonder if we were in the same area because they checked in. It was so good. But hey, guys, so sometimes rejection isn't always a bad thing. Embrace it, man. Sometimes a girl might not even like you. Sometimes I have to keep mentioning these kind of things there. Sometimes a girl might not like you and you like that girl. Bad. And that girl rejected you. Most times when somebody rejected you, they're not feeling that vibe, so you get in somebody who's more compatible and would last longer with somebody else than that person. So rejection is not always a bad thing. When people reject you, accept it. When people reject me, I say thank you. I remember girl, she likes me now, man, but that's her business, man. But back then she was like, she doesn't see. I was like, my girl, thank you so much. Hey, women are interesting, you know, guys. Women are interesting creatures. But anyways, brothers, that's not about this right there. This is about rejection and understanding rejection. Rejection doesn't always be the bad thing. Maybe if he had hopped a plane or something, maybe something would have happened on the plane and he ended up getting injured. So it's a good thing that he got his visa rejected at that time. You know, sometimes God looks out for his people. Well, God always looking for me. I don't know if he uses it sometime, but hey. Anyways, brothers and sisters, what are your thoughts? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And of course, I'll be dropping these here videos right there and then today. And of course, look out for the previous reaction I did today in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction video. Remember, guys, be real. And without a shadow of a doubt, be positive.